Casting from the basement of La Penta, it's WICR.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Vault. Jersey Joe Archino back here in an incredible clash this weekend in the English Premier League. The top four clubs in the league all facing off against one another. Leicester City, Arsenal, Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspur. Incredible title implications on the line. Now, obviously, you have to start with Leicester City and Arsenal because Leicester City is the club of the season. It's a historic run that they have gone on. The amount of just interest in talk about Leicester City everywhere you go. Can they win the title? Because let's be honest, we're so accustomed to seeing the club with all the money, with all the prestige, with all the powerful players winning everything. But that has not been the case with Leicester City Football Club. They play as a team. They have the leading scorer in the Premier League. Claudio Ranieri's side was almost relegated last season. All you have to do is, last weekend, at that point, the year before, they had 24 points. In this season, at the same time, they had 51 points. It has been an incredible run for Leicester City. They've beaten and been more consistent than the best sides in the league. They've been more consistent than Manchester City. They've been more consistent than Arsenal this season. Now, this sets up for an incredible clash against Arsenal at the Emirates this weekend. And the question is, can Leicester City build off their win against Manchester City and defeat Arsenal? Now, it's a difficult game. I don't think Leicester City wins this game, but I don't think that matters in their pursuit of the title because I'll tell you why. You look at Leicester City as they kind of are going to move on and play. After the game against Arsenal, they play Norwich, West Brom, Watford, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Sunderland, and West Ham. They could legitimately, and they will, I think, win almost all of those games. Maybe they draw for one or two. They certainly won't lose any of them. Leicester City has done what they've been supposed to do against everyone this year. You know, you're not always going to beat the top clubs, but they have beaten Liverpool. They have beaten Manchester City. It has become an expectation for Leicester to beat the bigger clubs. Now, at home for Arsenal, I do think Arsenal finds a way to win. I think this is a very close one, and Arsenal maybe finds a late goal to win this one. But at the Emirates, I am going to take Arsenal. But here's why I'm still not. I don't think it's a big loss at all. Only because these clubs this year have shown us very easily. It's been very easy to read who they are. Manchester City has a ton of talent. The competitive advantage has never been in their favor against the opponents that matter. I don't worry about them that much if I'm Leicester City. I've beaten them, and I've drawn against them if I'm Leicester City. Now, Arsenal, maybe there's a little bit of a psychological factor going into this, but I very well could be wrong. And, I'm still not totally confident on this pick because Arsenal, that was a long time ago, that loss to Arsenal. But Leicester City has more confidence today than they ever have because they've shown it. Again, it's become an expectation for this club to beat the big clubs. They are now considering themselves toe-to-toe with everyone else. They've been healthy this year, which has helped, and they've shown it. They are a very, very good football team. I think they do win the Premier League. I do. I think they lose this game to Arsenal, but the matches they have coming up, if you drop a game to Arsenal here and there, Arsenal has shown the true inconsistency this season. They're going to drop points to opponents that they shouldn't. Leicester City won't. Leicester City is going to take care of the business against everyone else. Maybe they'll have a loss here and there to the big clubs, but you know what? They're showing now they can stand toe-to-toe with the big clubs, and I do think that they will win the title, but I don't think that they will win this one against Arsenal. Now we move on to the next one, Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City. Now, Tottenham is really, really coming into their own. They've really been playing the best that they have been this season, and they're steadily keeping a good position and pace in the top four in the Premier League. Man City's dropped all the way to fourth. The one thing Man City does have in their favor for this game, which I think has been so sorely missed, has been Vincent Kompany. Vincent Kompany is now apparently going to be back for this game. I read David Silva is available, have not read if he is going to be starting yet. But this is a do-or-die match for Manchester City. It really is. I mean, they just continue to show match after match that the competitive advantage is not in their favor. Now, it doesn't help, that everyone's kind of looking ahead to next season with Pep Guardiola arriving, but the time is now for Man City. This roster is capable of winning now. They have the most talent in the Premier League, but it doesn't show. Against all the opponents that matter, against the West Ham Uniteds, against the Arsenals and the Liverpools and the Leicester Cities, they don't win. They don't look like the better team, and that's a problem. Vincent Kompany has obviously been out for most of that time. When Man City was at their best at the start of the season, 5 wins from 5, no goals conceded, they had Vincent Kompany. After Vincent Kompany got injured, things started to surely go down from there. Now, the one question you have to ask is, how much can you legitimately expect from Vincent Kompany in this match? He's missed significant amount of time. Can you really expect him to be at top form? And that's certainly a no. He most likely will see limited minutes if he's even coming off the bench. I don't even know if he's going to start. But I think you look at this, and at the Etihad, you should always say Man City should win. But based on everything that I've seen, and I can promise you that I've seen almost every single one of Manchester City's matches, I have not seen them hold the competitive advantage once against a top club, against an Arsenal or against a Liverpool. And that doesn't give me much confidence to pick Man City. I think I'm going to go Tottenham 2, Man City 1. I think Tottenham finds a late goal from Harry Kane to win it for this one because, again, that's just the way things have gone for Man City. They struggle dictating the tempo of the game. They struggle really holding on to meaningful possession. Sometimes they do hold the possession in the game, but there's a difference between winning the possession battle and having meaningful possessions. They don't have as many meaningful possessions as everybody else, and I really like the way Tottenham is playing, gaining more and more. I think Man City, the egos, the money, the looking ahead to Pep Guardiola, there's so many distractions there right now. I think Vincent Kompany is back, and that will help in time. As he gets better, and more healthy and his legs come back, they will finally start to be looking like themselves again. But I don't think that can happen right away. It's going to take some time to get him fully integrated. So I have Tottenham winning against Man City, Arsenal against Leicester City. But the big conclusion to end this is, I still don't think it matters for Leicester City. Leicester City has a very manageable 8 games coming up after this. I don't think they drop any points against any of them. They might draw a couple, but they have taken care of business against everyone that they have. And I could very well be wrong. I'll see if on Sunday my mind changes, and certainly I'll take to Twitter and address that if I do. But for the most part, I think Leicester City, this is their season. This is their title to win. They've been the most consistent side all year, and they have not dropped points against the opponents that they shouldn't have. They've taken care of their business, unlike many others, and I think they continue to do that. Until next time, though, Jersey Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino, on Instagram, Jersey_Joe_Archino, and I'll see everybody on Monday.